Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So it has been a while, right? Haven't done much YouTube videos for the past couple of months, but I've been busy dealing with some other stuff. Sometimes life happens, and I also had some other ideas when it comes to photography, so I need to put my focus in there. And but now I'm back with another video, and as you can see, the environment is a bit different, right? So I'm not outdoors, not vlogging or anything. So this is actually my little cozy studio, and I'm also have been working for the past month or so, something like that. Just wanted to create a place for myself where I can like edit photos, feel convenient, cozy, surround myself with stuff that's important to me work-wise, some prints, some books, Sigma lenses, and this is like my this little cave here. So today I just wanted to talk to you about a shoot, actually a landscape photography evening. It was a really cool sunset, colorful sunset, and I was out capturing all these moments, I just want to share some of my ideas because behind the photos, and I'm also gonna edit the photo in the end, so just go through a quick little editing process. So you will just maybe you will learn something, get some ideas from, like, if you are out next time, I'm gonna just explain why I chose to do or shoot it like that, and why I made decisions that I did out there. So let's dive into Lightroom, and I'm gonna show you the photos here. So now we are here in Lightroom, and the first I'm gonna, like, these three photos I'm gonna talk to you. These are the photos I'm gonna edit later, but I'm gonna first go to the I'm gonna show the other photos. So just little talk to you more about like what was happening. And so as I said, the sky exploded. When I arrived to the scene, it was like the sun was just a bit above the horizon still, because that's why the rainbow happened also, like this faded little dimmed rainbow. But there's a really cool, also this like yellow fields here, and it was pretty amazing. So, and as you can see, as I told you, the sky exploded. So, and why I did some decisions is that first of all, these photos, this is insane. I kind of didn't know how far I can go with these edits, because it's like this is edited, of course, a bit, but it was just so surreal, so unreal out there, that and the conditions were changing so quickly, and that's why I decided that I'm not going to use a tripod. That was decision number one. Because I didn't use the tripod, I had to shoot with high ISO to get like a proper shutter speed. So I was shooting with ISO 1600. So some photos also here. I'm gonna talk to you about the tripod thing in a moment, but some detail shots also. It was really cool. So I hadn't been in a situation like this for a while, so it was kind of like, it was like the moment where I was like, I didn't kind of know where to shoot, and getting really excited and all that. So you kind of can lose your mind there a bit, So, but yeah, so these are the photos that I'm gonna talk you through. But first, the tripod thing is that I was thinking that it was a bit windy, and first of all, first I thought that, okay, I'm gonna do maybe focus stacking or something, go get really close to these flowers. I don't remember the name, the yellow ones in English right now. But it was windy. Focus stacking was not an option, so I was like, okay, don't need tripod for that. And I also was thinking that I might lose some time here, because where everything was like changing really quickly, the sky, and here the sun had already like set, right? So, and because of not losing much time, I decided to take a couple of test shots, and I saw that, okay, I can deal with 1/25th of a second or something like that when I'm talking about shutter speed, as you can see here. I was shooting with f14, 16mm, and as I told you before, ISO 1600. And I was like, okay, maybe I can do all this like handheld, like f14 to get as much of the photo sharp as possible. So when we look at that here, it's pretty okay. Sometimes I feel like you don't need to have everything from front to back, like this tree is also really sharp. I was focusing somewhere over here, worked out fine. And in the end, I was like, okay, but I need to bracket it, because like do the exposure bracketing, because the dynamic range in this scene is really big, like deepest those shadows and like highlights here. So when I go to develop panel here, as you can see, this photo is like this one stop over exposed, so it's 1/13th of a second. And you can see like when you push like these little triangles up here, you can see like where you kind of lose the information, and the blacks here are also, I'm losing some detail here. But when I now, it kind of shows that you like have detail here, right? But if I bring down the highlights, I don't, right? So there's one stop under. Still, I have some missing here, and then here everything is available a bit. Like it's really hard scene to shoot. So and then I was like, okay, I can do the exposure bracketing, because I need to do only 3 shots, and they're kind of fairly quick shutter speed here. So you can see a little movement here. If you like look at here, then you can kind of see that some, like, because I was handheld also, there's like some movement here, but it's not as complex as focus stacking, right? So, and to be honest, in the end, it worked out, and I just, the point here is that these decisions, that sometimes you just need to make it happen, right? You just need to make it happen somehow, trying out these things. And I'm glad I did, because I shot more photos, got some different scenes. If I would have been there with a tripod, then maybe I would just been really limited to my tripod, and I can't put it everywhere I want, because I don't want to damage like the feel here and everything. This would be like a bad thing. I don't want to do that. And I felt like more open here, like different decisions. Like I felt like I could do much more, and I'm not so limited into like where I can shoot, right? And so these are kind of my thoughts behind it, why I did stuff like that. And now, as I told you, I'm going to also edit the photos. I'm going to go really fairly quickly here to just share some of my ideas here. And so first of all, I want to like blend all these together into one photos. I'm going to shift click all these, right click, go photo merge, and then HDR. And auto line is selected. I don't want to do auto settings. I'm gonna like edit the photo later. And this is always, the ghost amount is always high, because like if there's like some kind of movement, it just tries to compensate here. So now the Lightroom has like put all this together. So sexual, so you sometimes just need to go through like see if everything is okay. I'm just gonna put the settings, auto settings right now, to like see what's going on. There's some deghosting here maybe, but I'm gonna, if it's gonna blend it together, I think it's not a problem. So gonna merge it. Takes a bit time, and then he creates another DNG file for here. So it takes a bit time. It depends how fast your like computer is, and yeah. So now we have the photo here, and I'm gonna just edit it a bit. So first of all, what I want to do, I'm always thinking about like what I want to do with the photo before touching any sliders here. Like what's the purpose here? Like what I try to achieve, you know. And so the thing is, details back to here, maybe elevate a bit sky, bring some colors also, but I don't want to do it. I don't need to do it much because it's already looking pretty crazy. And I want to also bring up the shadows here, the blacks, and maybe add some colors also to like make those yellow flowers pop. So what I'm gonna do, just start with these global changes. Now gonna do the highlight thing a bit here, then increase the shadows, the blacks. You can also see that you can losing some detail over here, but we're gonna work with these. So now we're already back here. I'm gonna do the exposure, slight changes, you know, and it's already looking okay. I'm also seeing that I'm gonna turn these off. I'm also seeing that I have some information. I can still push the whites here, you know, but I don't want to go really crazy here, you know, because it's always leave some room here that you can play around with, you know. I'm gonna do also highlights a bit more. Yeah, so now, and to be honest, when I'm like now, before or after, right? So I'm kind of like, okay, so it's already coming together, right? You just, in some photos you don't need much. You just don't need much. It's some simple changes. You kind of have to know what you're doing, and it already works. So right now I feel like, as you can see, like there's not much, like really this doesn't look really like it's shot with ISO 1600. I think nowadays cameras, I'm shooting with Sony a7R5, so it has a pretty good dynamic range. So and the noise can't really feel it. If I'm gonna like zoom in 100% here, so yeah, you will see some noise here, of course, but we can deal that later with the noise function here. So I think it looks really cool here. So, but now I want to elevate the yellows a bit here. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna first try out color mixer, but I think it's not gonna work out because it's also gonna change the sky. So there's a little like this point here, or like circle. If you push that, when you go over here, I'm gonna go saturation here, then you can just see when you hover over on your photo, you can see what kind of colors you will change, right? So it's orange, it's yellow, so I'm gonna like, but I wanna like make them more pop here. I don't want to go crazy, but as you can see, also the sky, right? So what I'm gonna try to do is actually, first I'm gonna try out some masking here. I'm gonna go to masking here, choose landscape, see what it does. Select the foreground, Select the foreground here. It doesn't matter here. It's just somehow it thinks that, I don't know what it thinks. So I'm gonna create a mask, and now I can like, because there's no like yellow here, it doesn't like, there's no like these flowers here, so it doesn't actually really matter. But now what I would like to do is that I'm gonna go to curve, and I'm gonna just turn that off because I don't want to like see that. I'm gonna just also go to here to like point on the yellows here in the flowers, and I'm gonna increase. I don't want to go crazy. You can see that some weird stuff is happening from here, right? I don't want to do that, so I'm gonna just go really. So, and if I'm gonna turn off the mask here, also like it also affects these areas, but I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna change that in a second. So do a bit more, and now because I don't want to like look at this, like this halo is happening also here, which is like it's weird because like the contrast that gets so high. I'm gonna go and select the mask, and there it's subtract, so you can subtract from the mask, and I'm gonna use a linear gradient here, and I'm gonna do something like that here. I'm gonna turn on the overlay so you can see what I'm doing here, because it kind of doesn't matter here because it's just so faded. I just want to pop more like what's in the foreground here. I'm gonna do that, and it's done, I think. So now you can see it's not affecting these anymore here, but it's affecting like, you know, maybe I went too far with that, so I'm gonna, whoops. I'm gonna take the mask again here and move it a bit here. Something like that. I think it's okay. Yeah. So yeah, if now we turn on the mask, you know, all these yellows, maybe I can also put a little saturation here. Just a bit, yeah. And maybe just also make them a bit exposure like that. You know, it's always like these small changes. Always like if you do something, then you come back, you kind of like try to figure out what's like, is it okay, is it not, change again something, you know, because I'm like making small changes here, right? So, and I think it's already, look at that, it's pretty cool, I think it's pretty amazing. So yeah, and we have come from just some small changes, come from this to that, before, after. Maybe the sky is a bit too crazy here, so I'm gonna also go to color mixer, take the tool here that I can point on some colors here. I'm gonna just take down the saturation a bit. Doesn't happen often that I want to desaturate some colors from the sky or something, so it's yeah, so that's okay. Yeah, so I think we have already, I don't, what's also important here to like is that I really don't want to make the foreground brighter than the sky, because the sky is where the light is coming, and it's just, it doesn't look realistic. And I don't also want to push the shadows too far, like make them brighter, because the photo can look a bit flat. So I'm gonna maybe even calm down with that shadows here. So yeah, blacks also. Yeah, Maybe will do the trick. Yeah. I'm pressing command. I'm on a Mac. I'm pressing command Z to like go back if I have done something that I don't like. Yeah. So maybe one thing is also the last thing here. So it's gonna you can see there's like a little like maybe I want to add some little color to this place that's like looks like white here or something. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna try to select it with I'm gonna create a new mask. I'm gonna come to, let's try color range. I'm gonna point here, and now there's a slider that you can like kind of refine the mask here. I want to use that. Keep it like that. And now I'm gonna add some yellow to it. You can see that the mask is also applying here. I'm gonna take care of that later. So I'm gonna add some little yellow here to make it more something like that. And now I'm gonna subtract with the brush. I don't want it here, wherever it is here. I don't want it. I don't want it here. I'm gonna take density to 50, and I'm gonna just paint here also. Yeah. So right now what we have done, if you like extend the masking panel here, before, after, it's actually still too much here, so I'm gonna yeah, I think it's better now. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, now it affects only this place. It's more looking natural. It doesn't have this like really harsh overlay from the yellows or oranges to white or something like that, because it looked more like this, like what you can see here. So if I'm gonna zoom in, you can see it better. You know, small, if you look at this area here, small little stuff, you know. So I think it's okay now, right? Yeah. Before, after, before, after, before, after. I could also like deal with these halos a bit here, go to Photoshop, use the clone stamp and just to get rid of that. So it would just take a bit time. So this is one technique. You can, maybe you should like talk about this in another video. So, but yeah, I think we're like done it. Like it's just it looks pretty awesome, I think. So yeah. So there's like a little small video for you about like sometimes you just don't need much, and also I think like the most important like maybe what I learned from this is that if you know what you're doing, or just give yourself sometimes a chance to like go maybe or use something, techniques that you would maybe not use, just like adapt to the conditions what's going on out there. I didn't use a tripod. I used high ISO, and I made also the bracketing happen handheld. So it worked out in the end. I got the dynamic range of the photo, and when nature gives you like these conditions, then you don't need to do really much editing here. Just a couple of like do some sliders, also use some masks, really powerful tools to like change some specific places in your photo, and it already looks pretty amazing, right? So I hope you learned something from here. And one last thing, because like also this studio, like a month ago, I recorded my first mini course here about landscape photography, how I edit my landscape photos. It is in Estonian language. Like I wanted to try out how this thing goes. So all of you here who are from Estonia and watching the video, then if you really struggle with your editing, nature or landscape photo editing, if you don't feel really comfortable there, so I have made a course, mini course, really like there's like seven projects like that go even more deep into the editing process. And what's the most important is that I show you the techniques that I use, and how I do my landscape photography editing. So yeah, just if you feel that it is something that may help you out, then I have the link in the description so you can check it out. And yeah, I hope to see you in the course, all the Estonian people. So yeah, but I think it's time to wrap up the video here. I just wanted to just thank you for watching. I'm back now. I try to make these videos here in my studio and also outdoors more now. And yeah, so thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel, also share some ideas in the comments if you have. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.